Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. My day is going great. I'm up and ready for my day. We're going to be doing a bunch of baking today, make food. We got to eat, all that good stuff. So I hope your week is going well. Has your week gone well? Mine's been busy. As you know, I've been filming off and on, and I still have a whole big giant pile of groceries to show you. I haven't even showed you guys those yet. They're there. It's been busy. We've been busy, and I'm trying to film in between and do it, and I know that next week will be a little bit busier, but then you know what? The following week, it'll be a lot more relaxed, so that's okay. It's seasons, even day by day, week by week. Sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. That next week I'll be like, I don't really have anything to do, and so it'll be you're never happy, right? Anywhere you're at. I mean, I'm happy regardless, whatever. It's just life. So it's going to be an amazing day today. I've got a lot of bread to get made today. So what I was super excited for, I went to my mailbox. Guess what I got in my mailbox? Not in my mailbox, it was on my front porch. Joy Deem sent me their bread machine. Dough maker. I have one of these. You guys know I love my dough machine. Love it. It's the best thing ever. My friend Dana in here, I needed to buy either the hook for my mixer because, you know, I throw things away when I don't use them. And I was like, do I just get another one? What do I do? And she said, look into a dough machine. I'm like, dough machine? I'm like, I've never even heard of such a thing. And so I know a lot of you have enjoyed seeing it. And I just show you the one that I found. I bought it, looked it up. I bought it last year in November at this time. And so this one looks very similar. It's a little bit bigger, which is nice, and it's got a discount code. So I'm like, you know what? I am very happy to share that one with you. It's pretty. My other one is blue, but this one's nice. It looks like the same exact thing as my other one. You know, it was funny. It came. I don't know about you, but I love this little tool. You probably can buy some of these. We have. I got this with something else. I don't know. Maybe it was with the dough machine, but it's nice because it's a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Those are the only two I really use, and so I always have to have 2 spoons on. I'm like, I'd much rather have this back. I think we confiscated it for our popcorn machine. It's all full of oil. So they send you that. They send you a little dumpling maker, which we had this before, a bigger one. Never saved it. It was easier to use fingers, and an egg separator. I'm like, I don't think I've ever used an egg separator there. And then your little scoop cup is, of course, a couple of my viewers that have this, they said, have you ever taken the blade off to clean it? I said, no, I have never done that. And they're like, I was afraid to. I just realized that all you do is twist it. So I'm turning this one, it looks like exactly the same, to the right. I'm gonna do it because it's the first one. You turn it to the right, and there you go. It's just a little screw. So then your dough hook, oh, don't lose your washers, slides right out. So I've never actually taken mine out. Even my other one, I just wash around it really good. But that's all it is. So we've never done that. I wanted to show that because today I was like, they send you an extra one, just like my other one gets an extra one. And I was like, I don't even know. I just didn't want to do it. I was afraid. I'm not afraid anymore. So that's all it is. It's just, it screws on. So just take that and twist it. Mine twist to the right or to the left unscrew. I'm going to get this back in. Let's get it back in. Gotta make sure it lines up real good. I'm laughing because when I untwisted it, you twist to the right to lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's the opposite. So I started filming like to put it back on. I'm like, why is this not going back on? And I'm like turning it to the right, righty tighty. And I'm like, great, I can't. I took this off thinking I can do this. It's the opposite. So I'm like, what did I do wrong? So the back, you can always hold the back too while you twist on. That's so funny. I was just sitting here, I'm like, did I just break this thing? Opposite. Okay, it's got the backwards thread. So don't be afraid, ladies. Just don't panic. I wasn't just like, oh my goodness, did I just mess this up? So you twist, you know, righty-tighty, or sorry, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty's the correct way. Do the opposite, and then it will go back in. I was just like, oh my goodness. So that's back in. Thank goodness. I was like, that's not a good thing when I share. Okay, so that's it. This one is a 6.6 quart. Mine's only, the other one was a 6.4 quart, I think is the I think it starts with the R. Yeah, you guys saw it. It's in my store. But I'm excited to do this. So we're going to make a bunch of food today. It's going to be amazing, okay? So first thing, we're out of bread. So I'm going to put in make sure my thing's untidy. That's funny. We're doing our homemade bread, and I do 2 cups of warm water. I do a tablespoon of yeast and a 1/4 cup of sugar. I put that in here while I was showing you this. That's going in, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of oil, and 4.5 cups of flour. We're gonna mix it up. This is awesome. I never even read the reviews. I think I asked some of you guys, like what works better, this thing or your KitchenAid mixer, and then a lot of the reviews on this, they're like, game changer. They said so much better than my KitchenAid mixer. for mixing dough. Plus, it also ferments in the bowl, which which we knew that to do that. So, very cool. Okay, I gotta get my salt. We're gonna add all that in. I'm gonna add in my oil. Oops. Oh, it was extra full. I'm using this thing. 2 tablespoons of salt. And I'm gonna turn. Let me see. This one is gonna be. You gotta turn it on and mix. And you can set the timer and just start. That's it. And then don't be afraid if it turns off and turns on, that prevents the motor from overheating. So, perfect. Okay, then for me, I'm going to, let's see if it works like the long one. I'm going to cancel because it has 7 minutes to mix. So now I'm going to ferment. Let's see, turn on. Ferment. It goes for a 90 minute start. It'll do all the heating in here, which is nice. I already feel it heating up, so that's good. You know, I love mine. So I'm going to link this one below, Joy Dean. We're going to make a whole bunch more with it today. So you did a discount. That's even better. The other one I couldn't get a discount. Okay, in between, I could take all that out and keep mixing up all my bread dough, but I'm going to be doing a few things. We got blueberries. Remember I got those number 2 blueberries, and I was like, surely I can make something with them. I haven't made blueberry muffins in a long time. So it's one of those things, are the kids gonna eat them this time? They may, and if not, I'll put them in the freezer. So I'm going to make blueberry muffins. I like blueberry muffins. Anybody else grow up with, now we grew up in the 90s, right? Processed life. And I still have processed life in 2025. But I grew up and we would get the, was it Betty Crocker in the box, and then it had a little mini tin can, like a tuna fish can, of blueberries. Anybody remember that? And you'd open it up, you'd drain them out, you mix up your blueberries, muffins. Oh, I loved a good Betty Crocker blueberry muffin, still to this day. So, but today we're gonna be making ours from scratch. So we've got 1 3/4 cup of flour in here, and I'm gonna add a teaspoon. I'm using this one right here. I guess it doesn't get to the bottom of my container, but as easily. We are adding a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder, and then let me get my salt. Half a teaspoon of salt right here. And then make sure that's mixed up. Always mix this beforehand. That was one thing I did not do that was before the internet when I started making my food. Like wherever I learned from my cookbooks, they didn't always say to mix it separately, and I'd mix it all in the mixer thinking surely it would all mix up, but I have made one too many pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. My older kids will remember going, ooh, that tastes like baking soda, or the cookies, ew, that tastes like the baking soda. That's because mom didn't know. Now there's a whole world online that you get to learn by. Isn't that funny? It's amazing what the internet will open up to. Okay, so this is going to be added in to our ingredients. Just make sure it's mixed up real well. And then into here, okay, now into your mixer, you're going to take a half a cup of butter, and you're going to cream it with a half a cup of sugar, regular sugar. Let me make sure I'm checking here, and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. This is I'm at the end of my homemade brown sugar. I will not go back to doing that again. I didn't mind. Like, you know, you can make it. People are like, it's just cheaper to make it. It's actually not cheaper to make it because, for me, maybe where you're at, I can't get my molasses cheaper than at Walmart. So I had to get, the only one they have is the grandma's name brand one. So to buy that and the sugar, the cost, I'm gonna say it was pennies. I thought it was, I'm sure I did the video. It's either exactly the same or very close. Not enough to make it. And so, and the only problem is when you make it yourself, it gets hard. I mean, okay, so I remember my mom's brown sugar getting hard too, and she put that little, like a, it looked like a, I don't even know what it was. She put something in there to make it soft. She put bread pieces for a long time. I think after a while she got like a little bear that she stuck in hers. But the brown sugar I get now from Sam's Club, it never, like, I can say I've never had my brown sugar get hard. So, there's the thought. Is it because it is more better back in the day? Or, and it doesn't do it now because I've got more stuff added to it? don't know, let me know. But anyways, I won't be doing that. I've got my brown sugar hopefully over there, I think in my pile of Sam's Club. So we're gonna just turn this on, let it beat for about 3 minutes. Cream it together. And then we're gonna add 2 eggs in here. Sour cream. And then I'm going to add my flour mixture and about a 1/4 cup of milk in between. Okay, then it's 1.5 cups of blueberries. Now I just looked at these blueberries and realized that there is some little stems in them because they're the number 2 blueberries. So I'm gonna put them in a measuring cup here because I want to make sure. I guess the stems would be so tiny you really wouldn't taste them, but like that one's got like a group of them. So I'm gonna kind of look through here and kind of pick out my blueberries. Then we're going to take and we're going to spray our muffin pan, and then I'm going to stir that. I'm going to fold that together still. Put it inside here, and then I've got a brown sugar with cinnamon topping I'm going to put on top. I'm going to do 2 kinds. I'm going to do that, and then I like the sugar crystals. This is like my nails got blueberries in them. This is like a blue colored one with pink, but that's okay. We got it at the discount store. I wish I had white ones, or clear ones, but this will work. It's going to be blueberry anyway, so it's going to work fine. Another batch up. Okay, so I'm doing a bunch of different versions of the blueberry muffin. I was just gonna do one, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do with the rest of the blueberries? I could do like a blueberry cobbler, but I don't think anybody will eat that. So we're gonna do the first batch in the oven. That's with brown sugar. The next batch, I remember having streusel topping. I think that the Betty Crocker had streusel, but I could be wrong. So I made streusel for this one. I'm gonna do another one. So the first one had sour cream. This one just has the milk in it, and then the next one I'm gonna do, you can add yogurt as well. So different versions, they all yield a little bit of a different variety, but this is good. So I pulled up my big giant muffin pan here, so I'm going to do 12 in here of this one, put the streusel on, and then start mixing up the rest, and all my blueberries will be used up. When you do muffins, make sure you fill them to the top. That's good. And then if you keep your oven at 425, do that for about 5 minutes, it'll kind of puff them up a little bit. See how they get poked in the middle for 5 minutes and then turn down to 350. I'm gonna try to put this in there with a 3. No worries. I mean, I could turn the other oven on, but I can just put these in after. There's literally just 3 of them. Muffins came out of the oven, put them over there. It was one of those like, is it gonna be getting? Sometimes you make stuff in sticks. You know, failures. I have failures, so those look amazing. So bread dough, look at this. Perfection. Look at that. That's some good bread dough right there. So I'm gonna take this and roll it out and make 2 loaves. Okay, something I haven't made in a long time are cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls. I'm sure I have. I don't even know if I've done it here or not. I've done like a cinnamon roll cake, but I haven't done cinnamon rolls. These I used to make. They're my old cookbook, but I have versions in my new ones. In my refrigerator. We used to make these for the market. When we moved into the mountains, we lived in a tiny little town, and they had a tailgate market right around down the road from us. I mean, literally down the road, like down the mountain, around the corner. And so I was like, this would be a great way to meet people. So the kids and I, what we did, we made I think it was Thursday's tailgate. We made cinnamon rolls, and I'd make a bunch of plates of these, and then we would mix in pudding up. I would make poor boy subs, and we'd make like dinners, and people would come and get dinners and take them home. And that was it. We really didn't make anything off them, but it was just a good time of getting to know people. Really enjoyed. That was a fun time. That was a good time for, it busied me while we moved to a new place, not knowing anybody. Kids could all be there. It was good. So cinnamon rolls, these are something, like I said, I haven't done these in a long time. So what I've done, 1/2 cup of warm water, 2 packages yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're gonna mix that, it's getting fluffy like it is. And then you're making a package of vanilla pudding. Remember how Mama Belle has the best chocolate chip cookies in life? She does. I always say they are great. And the key is this, makes them amazing. This is your key for great cinnamon rolls. Otherwise cinnamon rolls get like drier faster. So mix that up according to package directions right here. And then what you're gonna do is we are gonna add, let's do it, I've never done it in a dough machine before. We got 1/2 cup of butter in here, okay? And then we're gonna add 2 eggs in here. I'm gonna put my bowl on. Sometimes this doesn't mix really well, like you're supposed to whisk your eggs. Eventually it would, but we're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna break the yolks up and let it mix. Okay, and then we're gonna add salt. Okay, so I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna turn this on, and then I'm gonna clear it out from my fermenting because I didn't have to let it ferment. Let's cancel. Hold on 1 second. Long press to cancel. Okay, turn on, mix. Mix this, then we're gonna add our yeast mixture to it. That's gonna mix up real good there. Then we'll add our pudding in here, our yeast mixture, and then we'll add 6 cups of flour. Okay, you know what was awesome about that is that it mixed it all up itself. I had to mix that by hand, which was no big deal, but nicer in the mixer. So I ended up, I looked at my original recipe and it was 6 cups of flour, but I used regular flour. Now I use bread flour. So I did about 5.5 to 5 3/4 roughly. I don't measure perfectly, so that would be why. So this is good, and it's gonna rise up. This is good. So I'm gonna let this sit in here and ferment, do its thing. The other muffins are almost done. And then we'll get on to some more baking here. So can't wait for the other muffins to come out so I can try them. These ones I got on a little bit darker, had it at a higher temperature, so these ones I turned down a little more, so they're taking a little bit longer. The first one is so good, nice and soft inside, a little brown on the outside, but you don't really taste that. The blueberries are so good. This is really good, nice and soft, nice with the crispy topping. So you winner on this one, we'll get the other 2 out too, and they're almost done. Okay, check the other muffins off. I was going so slow. I only had 2 that came off the top. You get like a muffin top. So, you know, you can actually buy muffin tops. It's one of my kids' favorite things at Panera is the muffin tops. I'm like, what? But I see how they probably bake them separately. I'm sure they do. I was just like, but do I have blueberry all in my teeth? Okay, so try these. Look how beautiful. Look at the blue ones. They're so cute with the blue candy sprinkles. So these are delicious. These are the streusel ones. These are the sugar ones. And then the other browner ones are the brown sugar ones. These are lighter, but they're a little bit warmer too. Light and soft, which is good. That one's a little bit more firmer. I'm bad with description, like a pound cakey, not really pound cake, but that more thicker texture. So personal favorite, number one, the brown sugar on top. And then hard decision. Right now it's the sugar one. And then this one. But they're still all delicious. So I'm just like, okay, I'm done with the blueberries. So yay on the muffins. I'll have tons of these. I'll put some of these in the freezer, which will be nice. And then we'll have a bunch in the freezer to eat. So what I'm gonna do is I have another bread thing to make. We're gonna do some pizza dough. So I'm gonna take this out, put it in a bowl, and just put a towel on it so it can rise up, and then we'll make pizza dough in there. All right, pizza dough, this is our favorite. You're adding 2/3 cup of warm water. You're gonna add 2 packages of yeast and 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute. And then let's let it sit for just a few seconds. You don't have to, you can just mix everything there, but we will today. And then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of oil and 6.5 cups of flour. Add Italian seasoning. My Sam's Club order came, so I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. Add that when it's the wet part, so it's easier to mix in. Okay, this is good and done. I was waiting for it, like kept mixing and mixing. This is awesome. It's been held up and is doing well with all the stuff we're putting in today. So let's go over here. Let's go over to this view here. We're gonna make more hummus. Winner on the hummus. Now, I feel like I've made it before, a long time ago, and it would go bad quicker. That stuff I made last week lasted for quite some time. So I put these in the freezer. Let me get a strainer. I don't know if I rinsed them off or not. These were dried chickpeas, and I let them soak in water overnight, and then I cooked them. So basically they fall apart now. There's like a chunk of ice. I'm really gonna do I do all of it? You know what, let's do all of it. Let me rinse them real good. I just take a bite of these, I'm like, why are they chewy? I don't think I cooked all of these. I think I soaked them, and some I cooked, and I think some I did not, because like the skins and stuff. Yeah, these aren't even cooked. So I was gonna make some hummus, but we could, let me see if I can, I'm sure I can do a boil on the stove. Hold on 1 second. I'm laughing, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna try doing it on the stove and see. I have a long time ago cooked beans on the stove and they weren't very good, but these have been soaked, so I think we're gonna be good. It's super early, which is good. I was intended to get done super early because I have a busy day today. We have, I'll be done with the bread and stuff, and the pizza dough I'll be doing. I can always come to this, that'll be good. The girls and I have an event tonight to go to. Jane invited the ladies out for a ladies' night, and so I'm like, how fun. So I want to make sure that I get time, to do my hair, take care of me, that kind of thing, because I don't usually do a whole lot of that, as a mom. So I would like to make sure that we're done, and we have to do school too. So I'm thinking, let me get a pot and we'll just put with water in the stove and let it come to a boil. I'm sure it'll be good because they've been soaked. It's so funny. I thought I took those. Obviously I did not. Oh, I live and learn. Okay, I decided to have this cooled. It's really good. I'm not a warm baked good person. Anybody else like their chocolate chip cookies hot out of the oven or warm baked stuff? I don't like warm baked stuff. I don't mind it. I just like it when it's cooled. This is really good. So this is the sugary one. I have to reevaluate those then. I feel like they all have really good strong points. So you either get crispy this, crunchy sugar, or the the streusel on top, so good. So I'm just gonna sit for a few minutes. Got pizza dough going, cinnamon rolls over there rising, bread in the oven. We got 12 minutes on that. It's a great Friday. Okay, so I'm gonna take and get my cinnamon rolls going. I'm like just sitting over there, I'm like, everything's in the standstill process. So the cinnamon rolls, I punched it down, I'm gonna put it out, roll it out into a rectangle shape, and then put some butter on there, melted butter and brown sugar and cinnamon, and roll it up, cut it. I'm gonna look and see what kind of containers I use. If you are going to sell these, those cake pans, like an 8 or 9 inch cake pan works awesome. You can put 4 in there, and then you can take it out when it's done and put it on a paper plate, and it fits inside a gallon Ziploc bag, which is nice. That's what I did for when I sold them, which works out really good. I know I don't have the round cake pans anymore. I'll have to go see what kind of pans I have, and I don't have a 9x13. I'll see what else I have over there. Added a little bit of regular sugar just for the pure fact of like, I didn't want to go open another thing of brown sugar. So just a little bit there, just mix it, it's good. And then cinnamon on it, I'm gonna roll it up real good, and then I'm gonna cut it. If you want perfect round ones, I'm gonna use a knife. Use dental floss, I don't have any. That cuts, or string, I don't know about string, dental floss works better. I remember using dental floss, so I made perfect round ones, because when I cut it with a knife or with this, it's gonna smush down the dough because that's just, you know, natural. But that's fine. I'm gonna use a 9x13 pan just because I don't have any more round ones. Gotta use what you gotta use. Forgot how, I did forget. It's been a while since I made these. That one pan's gonna be plenty. So I'm gonna take these and put them in my glass one. I'm gonna put these in the freezer and freeze them solid. You want them to get nice and cold. So put them in a freezer where they're gonna freeze up and put them towards the bottom. Otherwise, it will keep rising even in your freezer, and then you have expanded cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna put those out there. That'll work. And then that way we'll have these. I've got 2 little ends. I probably should just put those in something fun and cute. Because you hate, it's like you don't wanna waste them. You know, it's like cinnamon. I probably just put it in a ball. Maybe I'll use like a cupcake liner. Cupcake liner. And it's not wasteful. You still use it. It'll be like a little one. I'll put this over here. Because that will give us plenty. I'm gonna go run this out to my freezer right now. When it freezes solid, I may transfer from the glass container into something. More than likely I will. Probably next week as I'm doing my Sam's Club freezer shopping. And then I run out of room. Because then I can just put this in like a plastic baggie. Let me put it out there. Right now, pizza dough's done. So yay on this. So I'm gonna take this. Look at that. Oh, that smells so good. I cleaned my countertop off. The sugar, it smells so good. Add your spices to your bread dough. Sometimes I forget, and sometimes I'll just work them in when I need it, or sprinkle them on before I bake it. But when you can mix it right in the wet part of your ingredients, oh, so good. So how great! This has been a great mixer. Works just as well as my other one, and cheaper. So always discount. Look for this. I will link this one specifically below because I feel like that's a great thing, and I know that someone could use one of these. And if you can get it cheaper than the one I recommended before, even better. Okay, perfect. So that's good. And now we know how to take off the dough hook. And just the wrong way, people. Turn the wrong way. All right, I'm gonna do pizza dough. I've been making pizza dough for a long time, but I have been wanting to make more like you would get at like Pizza Hut or the, you know, when you go order pizza. And one of my peoples, I saved her name and I just didn't look today, is said look up pan oiled pizza. So I was like, okay, because usually I put down cornmeal and then I just bake it and it's good, it's delicious. The last pizza I tried making was like a mock Little Caesars, not good, nobody liked it. They liked mine better. So I figured, let me do my dough that way. But I'm thinking that it says to oil your pan. You're supposed to use like a cast iron pan, which I do have, but I just thought about like I probably do grits in it. I changed my mind. I was gonna use my skillet. I thought I could use like my cast iron skillet, but I'm thinking two different things here. I'm gonna just do regular, whatever this is, aluminum pan. Put some oil on this and we'll do one crust or maybe two that way. And then Greg likes the deep dish pizza. I think I've made deep dish before, but it was always about the inside not getting cooked all the way. So I was thinking I could do that in his cast iron. I'm gonna use this from Darwin. That's gonna work. So I'm thinking if I just oil it real good, we should be good. So we're gonna do some figuring here. Oh, it's gonna stick to it. I'm gonna be gone tonight, so I just have to make sure there's food for the guys. So let me do a deep dish for Greg, and I'll do a pan for Steven and Vincent, and then I'll just do some dough, and then we'll bake it slightly, and then we'll freeze it, so then we can have it later on. That's a great way to use your pizza crust if you don't, because I won't be having, we're gonna be gone tomorrow, and then Sunday I won't need it either. So let's do our best, doing our best, trying some new things. Everything inside me wants to bake these, pre-bake them beforehand, but I feel like it would be better to, do I do it with its raw? I don't even know. We usually always pre-bake them, and it doesn't have to bake long, maybe just for a few minutes to cook it. Let's do that. So I'm gonna put these, I'll put these ones in first. Let's do these ones. Hi, I'll do that for a few minutes. I'll do Greg's for a few minutes because I feel like otherwise it's gonna be doughy. That's what my thought process is. And then we found that if you take either butter, popcorn butter is so good on the crust, it makes it delicious. So these ones I'm not too worried about an oiled pan because I'm going to, I mean, how do I bake these or I put them in? Yeah, let me make these. I'm making these into pizzas next week, you know, like when my week will be busy. It'll be nice to have pizza already done. So 3, 4, I think we've got 5 pizzas. 5, 6, we can make 6 pizzas here if we are careful. There we go. We roll these out and we'll do 6 more crusts with only 3 pans. Preliminary looking at that, I think that's what you want to do is use the oil. So you know what also probably be really good is like put garlic in there, like a garlic oil, spices with it on the bottom really good because it's bubbling up. So let me take those out. Now I don't do it till it's cooked, but it's just a little bit. But that's what you want. The bottom reminds me of, kind of hard to see, like when you go to the pizza place. So this will be good. These are going to cool. We'll be throwing pizzas in the oven when it's closer to dinner. But let me do the rest of these and then we'll just get them baked. Yeah, I got everything all baked. It was so cute. The Autumn came down, she got some food, and this was over here warming up, and she said, do we have any bread, like already sliced? And I said, well, I do have sliced sandwich bread in the refrigerator if you want one. She's like, no, I'm thinking like the homemade kind. I said, you would rather choose a homemade bread over sliced? She's like, yeah, that'd be better. So got to cut into my wonderful, delicious homemade bread. So much nicer. Like I said, it's good to see, like, okay, what do they choose now this weekend? We're going to be going away. Hopeful, fingers crossed. It's all about the weather. The weather looks gorgeous, beautiful. It looks amazing, and you just never know at hurricane season because it's the rain gets stuck here. So anyways, plans are for tomorrow. So I have the bread for that to pack sandwiches to make it easier. So I'm gonna see, we'll see how everybody says when they're like, oh, I love my sandwich, or I don't love my sandwich. So it'll be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my mess here because I've got the cinnamon rolls in the oven. That pizza dough I'm gonna let cool. I will I make them? I might make them. Will make them. I'll stick them in the refrigerator so we can bake them later. The other ones I'm just going to stack on top of each other with a piece of wax paper and plastic around them. They're going to go in the refrigerator and then we will eat those probably next week, earlier in the week. So let me clean my mess because we got a big old mess here. So yay on the dough machine right here. Joining. It's going to be linked below. This is awesome. I would love to promote this because I use one every day and this is cheaper. It's a little more cuter too with the cream color. It's a little bit nicer. So okay, let's clean up our mess. for it for days here. If I was gonna freeze these, I would make them a little bit more perfect, possibly. Probably make them the size of the pizza pan. But I know that we'll be having them next week and just doing like, I'll be like, okay, make your own pizza, throw it in the oven. So I think what I'm gonna do now is make their pizzas and then I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator so that they can be ready. And then I've gotta make my brown sugar caramel frosting. So good. I got them, which means I gotta open another brown sugar. Didn't I say I didn't want to? I'm gonna open one, even though my container's wet, just leave it up. And then we'll make some of that because they'll come out of the oven and they're so good. So delicious. They're like, the dough is just perfect. It's the pudding pack is the key to the wonderful ingredients. So we put this away and then we'll get the stuff out for a pizza. Okay, let's create the pizzas. What I've learned is if you put cheese down first, the sauce doesn't absorb into the crust, and then the boys, I'm sure, are just gonna have cheese. Greg, I'll do supreme. I've got pepperoni, mushrooms, and green pepper and onion. That'll be good. Sometimes the diet cheese melts very well and it's hard after the pizza sits for a minute to go which one is the dairy-free and which not. That's a great sign. So, because the boys just want cheese, very simple. Greg's will see, like I cooked the bottom a little bit, so I feel like if I just bake it and then maybe put something on top, so like maybe foil on top so it doesn't burn. I'm thinking to try, maybe put the foil on top first. You know, like when you cook a pie crust, so it doesn't burn, you put the foil on after. Maybe I'll try that. Let me get the butter and rub it on the crust, because that I think makes all the difference. Let me put these away. Okay, I forgot to put a timer on for my cinnamon rolls. So the little cups things are cute. I was like looking, I'm like, that could be like a fun way to market and sell them. So when I do this, I usually always, like Jensen's, I put his on first with the sauce to spread so nothing gets crossed. So I'll probably wipe it on his first and that way move over. But this is popcorn butter right here. You want good crust, that's what they use that's what they used when I was a kid back in the day at Hungry Howie's. It makes it so much more flavorful. You can put seasoning on it. Maybe I'll do Parmesan cheese if the kids want, and I'll do everything bagel seasoning for Greg's. Okay, I'm gonna do, they came out of the oven, they're a little bit fluffy right here because of, that one was extra big, but this is good. So now what I'm gonna do is make the frosting. I'm doing half the recipe because I only have half the thing. So normal recipe, you're gonna be adding in a whole stick of butter and 1 cup of brown sugar. I had to open my brown sugar and let that come to a boil for about 2 minutes. Maddie's over here. And then I'm gonna be adding in, I think it's a 1/4 cup of milk from what I remember. So I'll do about 1/8 cup of milk, stir it, and then I'm gonna add normally 2 cups of brown sugar or powdered sugar. I'm gonna add 1 cup and I'm gonna whisk it. I'm just gonna pour it over top. These were cute. I told Maddie this would be kind of fun if you had to.
Those are so cute.
I don't know what you still want to get the icing on, so I'm not sure how, but still a fun way. So let me do this and then shut my refrigerator that I left open. And the garbanzo beans I shut off, I'm gonna leave the lid on because they're still, no matter how hard you boil them, they're like firm, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna hopeful that they get soft. Okay, let me boil this. That icing sets up real quick. I forgot. I'm like, oh, that's right. That sets up, and then I had a smaller amount. So this, delicious. These are the best. You want to have winter cinnamon rolls? Like, oh yeah, so good. Like, let's have a cinnamon roll muffin. I bet you that would be a nice treat that way. You can unroll. This is just the end piece, but it's soft, squishy. I know it's delicious. I haven't had it in a long time, but I know they're so good. Oh my goodness, so good. You know how when you have like the Mama Bell's chocolate chip cookies, there's just something about the texture. It's so good. That's how these are now. If you make regular cinnamon rolls, and you can, but like just with regular flour without anything to make them soft, they're okay, they're good, but like the next day they get kind of hard and dry. And then also another recipe I've had before that makes them real soft is potato dough. You basically take mashed potatoes and you add that in. That makes them very soft too. Those are the only, I'm sure there's more. Potato dough and these ones, the pudding. Oh, so delicious. So now I just have to wait. I'm waiting on the beans over here. That's my last thing to do today. So I'm gonna see, maybe I won't end up making hummus. I'd like to make it for tomorrow. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna let that pot sit. It's already been boiled for about an hour. I just let it sit and let the heat, maybe it'll kind of soften it a little bit. I have to run. I've got my books there, the fall books. Thank you for supporting my channel and what I do here. So I have to get those out today so everybody can get those. So I've got a big giant pile over there on the ottoman that I have to take out. So I think I'm gonna run to the post office real quick, come back, and then we'll kind of see where the beans are at, if we can make our hummus. So great Friday making food, loving it. Okay, so I've been upstairs editing. I'm like, I gotta come down and see if the hummus is ready. The beans, I think they're gonna be good. They're nice and soft, so hopefully they will work. So I'm gonna add in here a little bit of lemon juice, a quarter cup of lemon juice, salt, cumin, and tahini, and that's it. I did this last time and it was very good. They're not as soft as, or they don't look like they're soft. When I made them before, they were real, like fall apart. So hopefully they'll be okay, but we'll have to just kind of see when we mix it. When you're in a hurry, that's what happens. I'm like, my time frame is getting closer and closer to where I gotta be done. Okay, this, let me put some, this is some salt. This is weird because it's green, but it's parsley.
Isn't parsley supposed to be green?
It is, but it's ground up sesame seeds, so you just don't expect it to be green. Usually it's brown. Okay, so I'm gonna add about a quarter. So the difference between them being super soft makes all the difference, because I can taste a little bit of the chunk in there. Not bad, but just not as smooth as the last batch. But that is just because, and then it was, I had to add water. I'm like, why is it so dry and thick? But I think last time it had more water in here. So, but not bad. The flavor is the same. It's great. It'll suffice and do well. But if you want it super smooth, you're just gonna have to cook it in a slow cooker. So basically, it falls apart, or just don't hurry it along. So not bad. Still good. The flavor is delicious. Just not as creamy smooth as when you put them in the slow cooker, but all around awesome. Cinnamon rolls have got to be my ultimate favorite. The blueberry muffins, very good. And then look at this. I cooked this because I'm gonna be leaving. Look at that, that's that thick deep dish pizza. I will let you know how Greg likes it next week. I'm sure it'll be delicious, and the boys too, with the oiled pizza pan. So my Friday is finished because I am gonna go get myself ready. I'm painting my toes. I'm gonna go do my hair, put it down, do my hair, get myself looking a little bit better than just Cookie Mama here. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back for the weekend if you need some encouragement, and then come back Monday. We'll do more stuff. We got more shopping. We have more things to still do and stock up for the next few months. So you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see ya. Bye.